Okay, welcome to Puckin Awesome, episode 23. I am Cassie. I am Abstract Halo on Twitter, Reddit, social media in general, and I'm a hockey fan. And these are my lovely co-hosts.
My name is Cora. I'm Velociraptor on Twitter and Lorzada on Reddit, and I'm also a hockey fan.
Hi, I'm Aisha. I am Aisha on Reddit and Twerk on Twitter, and I'm also a hockey fan.
Oh my god, you root for the Bruins, they're not bad. Shut the fuck up. I'm ending this right now. Alright, Terry, you go.
There are injuries.
Okay, well, I'm a little afraid now, but I'm Terry, T-Rex20 on Twitter and Reddit, and I'm okay with claiming my team that's on a 4-game losing streak. I'm a Dallas fan.
But our injuries.
Shut up, Aisha.
Oh,
I'm Ari. I'm Ari_Raid on Reddit, Ari_Raid on Twitter, and I'm a tennis fan, and I just got lost.
Okay.
She's a Roger Federer fan, to be more specific.
Yeah, I'm a Roger Federer fan. Everyone watch the World Tour final next week.
Okay, so we're going to start this off as, until last week, there were no suspensions in the league for the season. Somebody waved a magic wand and ta-da! We have plenty.
Yeah, we caught up, didn't we?
Yeah, so let's start with the oldest of them, which is John Scott, who's eligible to play again now. He got suspended for 2 games for leaving the bench to go in a fight. He left on a legal line change, which is why it was not an automatic 10-game suspension, but 2 games, and he disagreed with it.
All he had to do was pretend to look at the puck and kind of skate around and then go over, but he didn't. And then it would have been fine.
Well,
He
it's
could have
John
gone,
Scott.
I can play hockey, blah, 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 and then look, and then turn around. But he just kind of skated like, well, I'm a line change, and as he's skating by, he doesn't even look at the puck, and then he admits he doesn't even look at the puck. It's so simple. He only had to do 5 seconds of quote-unquote hockey playing.
Let's not forget that we're talking about John Scott.
But we do have to.
Well, I know.
Let's not call intelligence into this. Remember, he does have a degree in engineering, so he's not dumb.
Right, and so you have a degree in engineering, and I would trust you to, put something together. But making smart decisions on ice is not like a John Scott quality.
No.
Engineer that.
No.
So the 2 games, he admitted that he did go. So they're following the rules in 2 games, whatever. Fine.
I mean, let's be real, it's not a big loss for the Sharks.
No.
It arguably makes them better.
But they lost their captain, John Scott.
I know at least one Sharks fan who was like, can we make it 10 games? Please?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Fair.
The next suspension was John Moore got suspended for 5 games for taking his shoulder and illegal check to the head on Eric Holla of the Minnesota Wild.
You can't do that anymore.
No.
Maybe you could do that to Eric Linder. But that was a pretty unacceptable hit. I was really not amused.
Yeah, that was not a good hit.
Yeah. How long was Holla out for?
Holla did not sustain a concussion, but as a precaution, the Wild kept him out for, I believe, 3 games. 2 or 3
That was smart
games.
on the part of the Wild. I actually really, really applaud that.
Yep. They also kept, and from that same game, that was the game when Brodin got injured.
Yeah, that was also not a good hit.
No, but Brodin actually injured his hand in the process, not his head. So.
Better the hand than the head.
Yes, but the Wild kept both of them out for a couple of games as precaution. So. The other suspension, Alexander Burrows got 3 games, and I don't know all the particulars around that one.
Evelyn? For biting on Evelyn during the Montreal Vancouver game?
I believe so.
Right?
Yep.
I will never understand the biting. I do not understand what goes through somebody's head where they think, you know what? I'm going to bite this guy.
You know what? Alex Burrows is a illiterate, dirty rat. And that's why he bit someone. And that's why he had that absolutely dirty hit on your melon. And he should hopefully retire shortly and go play in fucking Norway. I don't give a shit. Leave. Not a big Alex Burrows fan.
Oof. Anton Volchanov got 4 games. I'm gonna grab the particulars on that one. Do you guys have them? Exactly. Whatever it was, 4 games is not good.
No, I don't know what Volchenkov did. Well, I know we can talk about another suspension while we do that one. Andrew Ferencz got 3 games in a suspension that was widely lauded as being bizarre. He got the same length as Burrows for having a history and arguably a worse hit.
Yep. The Volchanov thing was illegal check to the head.
Stop
And-
checking people in the head.
Right?
Jordan Nolan got 2 games and an ass beating for a hit in the Red Wings game. Illegal hit. So I was more amused by the fact that someone like pretty much lifted him up and slammed him on the ice right after he did that.
Well, don't do that either.
No.
It's also bad for players.
Can we also talk about Scott Stevens?
Do we
and the
have
fact
to?
that he was contacted by the Department of Player Safety for a possible position.
Yeah, how about
I
no?
don't understand. Like, is the logic, hey man, you've given a lot of concussions. You'll recognize a hit to the head when you see it.
Dude, this is just as bad as having Pronger as department.
This is worse. This is worse than having Pronger.
This is far worse, because here's the thing with Pronger. Pronger gave hits that were, but he knew when he gave hits that were, or hits that were illegal. He knew exactly what he was doing. And Pronger received hits that were illegal, and he knows exactly the damage it can do to someone's life. It's ruined Pronger's career. Scott Stevens never fucking recognized that the hits he gave were illegal. He thought they were perfectly fucking clean, and in his defense, at the time they were. Despite the fact that they, almost killed a guy in the Stanley Cup final. Scott Stevens has no idea. He makes no sense. Scott Stevens wouldn't know an illegal hit to the head if you gave him an illegal hit to the head.
Maybe the position is they're just going to show it to him and say, hey, Scott, is you would have made when you played. And if he says yes, then that's a ban.
Yeah, I think
Because
maybe
nothing
that you
else
should.
makes sense. And I hate the, well, they were legal hits back then argument. Yeah, they were, but let's not pretend we all thought they were good.
Yeah.
No.
Like, just because something falls within the rules doesn't mean you should fucking do it. Like, you didn't have to try to end every single person's career.
And you knew when you watched Scott Stevens play that, first of all, he was playing right on the edge of what was legally and morally acceptable. And second of all, you knew that people weren't okay when they got up from those hits. You knew. Everyone knew.
Well, of course.
I mean, you could see it. You could see it in the guy's eyes. And I think that if Scott Stevens is a member of the Department of Player Safety, there will be 3 levels for hits. There's level 1 where Scott Stevens says that's a pansy hit, which means it's acceptable. It's okay. There's level 2 where Scott Stevens says that's a good hit, which is a 5-game suspension. And there's level 3 where Scott Stevens says that was a dirty hit, which is immediate ejection from the NHL and the Senators.
I can't
Okay.
fathom Scott Stevens calling any hit dirty.
Yeah.
And if he does, you know immediate ejection from the Senators.
Okay, so we actually have a question regarding suspensions from this past week. This is from Dave. He said, should Jamie Benn have been suspended for his shenanigans he pulled on Zucker? For those who don't know what he did, he two-handed slashed Zucker in it looked like the side, and then cross-checked him as he was going down.
That was like a yes.
So I'm staying out of this because I had actually turned the game off at that point because it was kind of not a good display by the Stars, and I didn't really need to watch that. Jamie Benn tends to get upset when they're playing poorly.
Do we have a GIF or a video of this? Because I'm not familiar with the hit.
I can look while I talk, but I was watching the game and I was incredibly pissed off when that happened, like really bad. But it was. I think precedent has been set for two-handed slashes for suspensions. In the situation last preseason with Phil Kessel and
I
John.
do think that's a little different.
I do think it's a little different. I think it could have possibly been a major at least because it was only called as a minor penalty.
Is it a little different because Phil Kessel hitting John Scott was fucking hilarious?
Yeah, well,
I think it might be a little different because they were like engaging in a fight, not in normal play.
I'm not saying, either which way, but my thoughts on it are, I think that, precedent has been set, but it should, something a little bit more than just a minor penalty should have been assessed in that case, because it looked like intent to injure, the way he swung that.
Yeah, I do think generally a two-handed slash should be a major.
So, I don't think it would have fallen if it was a suspension. If it did get considered for suspension, it would have probably only been one game. Jamie Benn probably should look at controlling his temper a little bit more because his temper tantrums kind of didn't help.
Yeah. I think it's not normally in a game where we're playing poorly. We've been playing poorly for a stretch of games now.
Right.
So he's kind of losing his shit.
And I'm still looking for a GIF of what happened, but I'm not finding it.
I know it was posted on our hockey
account.
Yeah, it was probably.
Dave sent a video to the Our Hockey account. If you go on Twitter now, you should be able to see it. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you can't do that. So, yeah, that's not okay. Definitely not more than a game. I'd probably go with Kathy. That should probably be 5 minutes. But you definitely can't do that. I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm stricter on these kinds of things than the NHL tends to be. But I might give that a game just as a warning. And a game establishes prior history for future instances.
Yep.
I'd like to propose a rule amendment, though. No one's going to agree with me, but I'm going to propose it anyways. I think that you should be able to remove one game from the length of the suspension if what the person did was hilarious. Right? So, like when Alex Burrows bites someone, okay, maybe you give him 3 games, but then you take 1 game off because that's hilarious. Right? Or when Phil Kessel slashes John Scott, Phil Kessel gets, how many games did he get? 5 at the time? 3?
It was the remainder of the preseason, is how they did it.
Okay. Well, that doesn't even fucking matter because no one cares about the preseason,
Yeah.
and Kessel wasn't going to play most of it anyways. But, you take 1 game off whatever you give him. Because that was great.
Yeah. We had another question about the suspensions. Apparently Volchenkov requested a hearing. Do you think that's the right thing for him to do?
Always request a hearing. If you're, from the player's perspective, always request a hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can't get worse.
Nope.
I mean, unless you're Sean Avery, in which case you can probably make it worse.
Okay, we have a couple questions, and they're both kind of stupid. But the first one is from Blake. Do you like milk?
No, Blake, we don't. You've ruined it.
I'm lactose intolerant.
You've ruined
skim
milk for everyone.
Come at me.
You better
Ruined
fucking
milk for
fucking
everyone, Blake. No one likes it.
The other question is, if we had a podcast fight, who would win, Puckin Awesome or the Mighty Daves?
We would totally
Fucking
win.
awesome.
There's more of us than you.
And we're
Also-
not false prophets.
Okay, also, Philly Dave is just gonna, sit there and chill, let's be real. LA Dave is not gonna fight us. So then it's just us versus Minnesota Dave. And if Gamboa is there, then Gamboa, but we can take Gamboa.
And all I have to do is bring Hot Dish, and we're good with.
We'll distract him. We'll put a hot dish in front of him and turn Taylor Swift on, and then we'll attack.
You're gonna do it without me though, because I'm also gonna be distracted by the hot dish and Taylor Swift.
That's okay. We'll survive.
Dave and I share many weaknesses.
All right, we have a serious question. Ryan wants to know our assessment of the Hawks so far, and why do they feel the need to only shoot from the point?
Of the Hawks, like my team.
Yes.
Yes.
You were worried you weren't going to have much to talk about tonight.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna preface this by saying there's no need to panic, even though Calgary has more points than we have. Okay. I'll control myself. By the way, Rangers, I'd really appreciate it if you could win this game.
Did you see that Tarasenko goal? I don't know.
No one likes the Blues. Literally no one. Except for you, Blake. But even you don't really like the Blues. You like the Stars. So the Blackhawks are shooting like 5% right now. Obviously, that's completely unsustainable in a good way. The Blackhawks are not going to shoot 5% for the season. There's a low PDO, although we're getting good goaltending. It's going to be okay, Blackhawks. And I say that as a pessimist. And even though Brad Richards does kind of look like he sucks, there have been some glimmers of hope. Kaspersky could be worse. He's not good, but he could be worse. And the TDR looks great. You know, there are lots of positives to take away from the way we've been playing. That said, yeah, we keep shooting from the fucking point. Power play is a disgrace. There are times when the defense just looks utterly confused. We've had more turnovers than a fucking bakery in Ohio. It's just...
You have no right to complain about your power play.
I mean, yeah, you can complain. You can't complain like I can't complain about our injuries.
I said, I'm not even going to answer you. Kathy, we're working with different expectations here. My expectation is to win games.
The Wild's power play, too.
Your expectation is to lose games, and the Wild's expectation is to be boring. So, although the Wilds have actually been pretty entertaining, it's very strange.
Yes.
I think that the problem is that we're not creating space. I mean, like, Patrick Kane is creating space. Actually, Patrick Kane is on kind of a cold streak that's going to resolve itself real fucking soon. But, like, Brad Richards isn't, like, moving his legs to create the space he needs to get off, like, a high-quality shot. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think Hawks fans should be worried. Like, things aren't clicking yet, but people seem to be freaking out very quickly this year.
Yeah, people need to cool their shit.
Chill. Like,
But,
I get worried about the Stars, and then I remember that last year at this time, we were worse. Like, okay, it'll be alright, we'll figure it out.
Expectations are high in Chicago, and they're high for good reason, and I like that we have high expectations. But Quenneville is a good coach, no matter how much I may disagree with him. You know, we're going to figure out, part of the problem is that this Andrew Shaw, Patrick Kane line is not working. And we're going to figure that out real soon. And we saw already they put Brendan Saad on the fourth line to start the game. Not yesterday's game, but the game before. And he was up on the first line by the end of the night. You know, we're putting Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane together when we need to. We've had some bad luck. We had two horrible posts against Winnipeg. We had the Patrick Sharp post and the Jonathan Toews post. And some of that's just luck. It's going to work out. So, Ryan, I hope we answered your question adequately.
I just gotta say, as a bystander, it's kind of fun watching some of the fan base lose their shit right now.
We have so many fucking injuries.
It's pretty annoying.
If my team's gonna get hit by injuries, I want it to happen in the beginning of the season.
Aisha, you're going to be fine, and you don't have... I will be depressed. Cassie will be depressed. You won't be depressed, because you're in the Atlantic Division, you're in the Eastern Conference. The Bruins are going to make the playoffs. Don't worry. I know you're upset about injuries. Just... I will be depressed.
I implore you to watch a handful of Sabres games and be a fan of them while watching it, and see how you feel at the end.
We have only one defensive pair.
Okay, well, you shouldn't have traded fucking Johnny Boychuk.
Even if we traded Boychuk,
I
we
felt-
would be fucked over with injuries in our defensive core.
We don't actually have, like, a good defensive pair.
At all.
Like, and I'm not
Funny,
saying
'cause
they're
it's
injured, I'm
Steinberg
saying
and
they don't
Hamilton.
exist.
Steinberg is still rusty, and Hamilton is.
Can I just say that the game against Minnesota, the first period, was the first time all season we've gone a period with no scoring happening on either side.
And I know
No defense.
you're very, upset about the injuries for the Bruins, but at least you're not a fan of Blue Jackets and their injuries,
Yeah, but literally half their cap space is injured.
including their goaltender.
Wait, is Bobrovsky injured?
Bobrovsky
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a fractured
Broken
finger.
finger.
Oh, I did see that. That's right.
Okay.
But I heard Boone Jenner's coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, but they also have Lecistu, Dubinsky, Anisimov, Trop, all of them. And it's not like their fourth line plugs are injured.
Actually, except for, I would kind of argue that the Blue Jackets are a team composed of second and third line kind of plugs. But it works. It works for them.
It works for them. But they
Um,
kind of really need Bobrovsky for it to work. And they don't have that.
I would like to say, while we're on the topic of injuries, can I just give a shout out to Joffrey Lupul? If you guys don't know, Joffrey Lupul broke his hand by tripping over a stick in practice. And if there was a more Ariana injury to happen, there isn't. That is the most Ariana injury.
I
So-
actually, wait. I didn't break my hand. I worse than breaking my hand and was in a break months, a hard cast thing over my entire hand because I was walking on a trail that collapsed.
Well, your trail collapsed. The ice didn't collapse. Joffrey Lupul collapsed on the ice.
I don't know how to explain this. Like, you don't fully understand how stupid it was. I was going rock climbing, which people think is like, an extreme and dangerous sport, and I got hurt walking because I stepped up and it turned out what I stepped on was a dead root.
So you do make it sound dumb that way.
And it took 4 months to heal. Like, I have a friend who fell 40 feet and broke his back, and it took less time to heal.
Okay.
40 feet is like a lot of feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like 6 knees.
All right, do we want to take another question, or do we want to go into one of our other topics?
Take another question.
All right, this one is from Peak of Good Living. He wants to know our thoughts on Alex Semin being benched.
Good. No, I'm dead serious.
I don't know if you're aware of this. Oh yeah, good. But when I think Paul would know more about this, but when Peters was hired, he basically said that if people weren't performing the way they were supposed to, especially the big power players, I'm assuming he watched a lot of the games at the end of the season. Through the last season, you could see some of the higher played players just not doing any effort. And so Semin, he was being stupid and wasn't performing, and then he got an unsportsmanlike conduct in Vancouver, so people have started calling it, he says, with the hammer or whatever, so people call him hammer hands, and then he sat him. And then since they won Saturday, he's like, I'm going to sit again because the combination worked, and they won again. So take that for $7 million.
You know what? No matter how much you get paid, you need to be able to perform your job.
Yep.
And here's the thing. There are times when it's not a good idea to bench a player. Famously, John Tortorella benching Brad Richards in the playoffs destroyed a relationship and took a player who could contribute out of the lineup. That's a bad idea. But here's the thing. Carolina's just not going to win that many games this year. And that's okay. Because you got to start somewhere to rebuild a roster. And if you're not aiming to win, enough games to make the playoffs, which, let's be honest, Carolina's not, then the most important thing is to instill good habits in the players that are going to be your future. And if Sasha Semin can play and play shitty and not suffer for it, then, Lindholm and Skinner's too old for this shit. Although he still looks 17. Lindholm and Falk and Rask, whoever the hell that is, it's kind of working out for you guys, are going to learn that that's okay.
Swede, he's a Swede. He's a Victor Rath. He's Swede.
Yeah, he's kind of
I don't know.
sweet,
I was a
too.
game Saturday night, and I was totally expecting a loss. My dad was completely he didn't know anything. He was looking at the sheet that they give us, and he's like, "Why the hell does this person have 27 penalty ice minutes?" He said, "Nobody on the team is above a zero or whatever." Looking at it, he just said, "I didn't know the team was this bad," and I was like, "Yeah, well, you don't get sports stations, so and papers, so that's good." But then he was like, he went into total hockey parent mode during the game, and he's like, "They haven't won a game yet. They're playing well." And I was like, "I don't know. It'd be some voodoo thing that you brought to the game because they are playing well."
Also, Ari, I have some bad news. The Blues just won in a shootout.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Fuck that noise. Yeah, it was like really fun when at first Nashville was good and the Avalanche were bad, and it was like, oh, the division's gonna be all upside down. But right now, with Nashville and Minnesota up top, and the Blues finally getting their shit together, it's not funny anymore, right? It's not.
No,
funny
I
anymore.
fucking hate our division. It's terrible.
It is
Winnipeg
terrible.
got 2 shutouts in a row.
Yes, actually,
What
that
the
was our
hell?
next question.
Andre
What are our
Pavlik-
thoughts on the Winnipeg hot streak?
Okay,
No,
Andre Pavlik
stop.
right now is
Dump
having.
ice
Vander
on
Kane's
them.
back.
Okay, wait. One
Kane
at a
is
time.
back.
Kane is back. Andre Pavlik currently has the best numbers he's ever had, and they're still not good numbers. So that's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Michael Frolik is a great player, and everyone should recognize that. Yeah, the Jets are still going to be mediocre, but it's kind of like when they hired Paul Maurice in the middle of last year. They're just having one of those runs. It's going to go away. I
Yeah.
think.
Okay. So the other questions we have are intensive, so let's get into some of our other news real fast. The Devils finally won in a shootout.
Woo!
Aw.
Fucking Winnipeg.
Who apparently ended was the last team they won a shootout against, if random commenter on our hockey is to be believed.
Yes.
All right, hold on. So Vladimir Tarasenko won this game for the Blues in the shootout. Can we have a moment to talk about the fact that I hate that the Blues have Vladimir Tarasenko?
Oh my god, no kidding.
He is an amazing player. He's got he's a pure scorer, fun to watch. He's not awful defensively. I mean, he's not like Marian Hossa, but he's also not like 2007 Patrick Kane. 2007 Patrick Kane is, by the way, the worst defensive thing I can think of. He's just it's unfair. It's like when San Jose drafted Hurdle. Really not fair. I guess it's kind of like when the Blackhawks drafted Saad.
There. Okay. Another streak, and I don't know how up to date this is because I don't follow Capitals, but at some point this past week, Ovechkin had no points in 5 consecutive games for the first time in his career.
This is another thing that people seem to be freaking out about.
But this is, to me, I think it's really impressive that this is the first time in his career, and he's been around for a while.
But people aren't using it that way. They're using it to be like, oh, Trotz's system isn't working for Ovechkin. Oh, Ovechkin's not producing. Can we talk about the fact that he's never before gone even 5 games without a point?
It's insane.
My feelings on this are that Ovechkin's getting older.
Yeah.
We're going to see maybe some more of games where he doesn't produce.
And I don't necessarily think this has anything to do with him being older. This could just be him adjusting to a new system and a new coach.
Well, he was doing just fine at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Off to a hot start.
I just think it's the fact that he went so long without, having a cold streak like this is, man, they don't.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
They don't take. They don't. I don't think they love him as much as they should. Okay, so more news.
Hold on one more.
Hello?
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 Okay, she just muted, so I'll just go into the news and she can jump in. The CBC and Rogers have won the broadcast rights in Canada for the 2018 Winter Olympics.
Woo.
So
Yeah, I
the
could not care less.
US, we're still screwed with NBC. But
At least NBC streams stuff. That's, I mean,
only if you have a cable.
yeah, my parents are never allowed to get rid of cable.
And
I just use theirs.
Noorati finally got a win in her second start in the men's league over in Finland. So
That's awesome.
women power.
Just for a woman to be able to compete at the same level.
And get paid.
Yeah. Imagine that.
That's the big thing, is she gets paid for this, and that's a big deal.
Hey, has the SPHL season started yet?
I'm checking right now. I believe it started 2 weeks ago.
I haven't heard anything about Shannon Sabatos yet.
Oh, the SPHL? Yes, it has started. I thought you said CWHL.
No, oh yeah, the CWHL has started for a little bit. It's the Four Nations Cup right now.
Yep.
But the SPHL, I haven't heard anything about Sabatos' numbers or anything. Does anyone know?
I'm going to go take a look right now, see if their website's updated any.
That is, admittedly, I don't watch as much non-NHL hockey as I might want to.
She's played one game, and it doesn't really have any numbers for her, but oh, there, she played one game, and lost and did not do good, but she allowed 5 goals, unfortunately.
Well, you don't know that was a bad performance by the goaltender.
Yeah.
You know, you can allow 5 goals and still have a good game if your team sucks.
Yeah, the team lost 5-4, so.
So it sounds like it was kind of a give and go kind of game.
Yep. But she's only played one game so far. But
well, we will look for her to have an awesome season.
Yes. Where's my news? Okay. Other news: the Bruins have signed Coach Julian to a multi-year contract extension.
I have no complaints about this.
That's shocking. That's genuinely a surprise.
I really don't. Only contracts I did not have an issue with.
I'm not joking. I'm surprised. You're not going to tell me it's too long, or too much money, or that you hate him, or that the Bruins screwed.
Well, really, the length of coaches' contracts pretty much means jack shit.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, but I feel like I should complain about it.
No complaints. I'm actually happy for once.
Oh, well, wow. Okay.
I give it 3 podcasts until you complain about it.
No.
Okay, so this is one of those intensive questions. Where would you power rank each of your teams? This is from Paul again. He has suggested that I rank the Wild because we all know where the Sabres stand. So
29th, because the Hurricanes are worse.
30th. So where would you rank your team?
I'd put Dallas somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Well, so are we power ranking just our teams?
Yeah, like whereabouts would they be?
Like current firm?
Currently.
In general.
If we had to do power rankings, like right now, which is kind of what it is, where would they go?
Put the Blackhawks like 5th.
I put the
Probably a little high.
at 30th.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Did you just say 30th?
20th.
No. 30th is
Get out.
occupied by the Sabres.
Literally get out.
No, 20. 20. 2-0.
Still not the 20th team. Do you know who exists in the National Hockey League?
You're better than the Leafs, okay?
Yeah,
You're better than
all
the
of
Leafs.
the Canadian
In fact,
teams,
you-
except for Montreal. Fucking
You
like
guys won 3 so far. We have
Listen,
the same goal difference.
okay, I'm gonna make a list of 10 teams that the Bruins are easily better than, and no one can argue with me. Okay, hold on. Carolina, Buffalo, Columbus, Edmonton, Arizona, Washington, Philadelphia, Colorado, the Rangers,
Washington beat
Florida.
us 4-0. They shut us out 4-0.
Okay, just because you lose to one team doesn't mean you're not a better team than that team. Fucking Roger Federer loses all the time
Buffalo
to Julian
beat the Red
Beneteau, but
Wings,
he's still a
okay?
better player than Julian Beneteau, okay? Match up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be kind and probably a little generous, but I'd probably rank Minnesota second or third right now, currently,
I agree with that.
because they finally broke the power play. No goals power on the power play. They finally broke through, and possession numbers, and yeah. And while Kemper might regress, and probably will, thankfully his success is based because of the defense in front of him, not his ability. So
They're not allowed to regress until after the 12th of September. Hear me? Wild, you can't do it because my research paper and my final will be graded by then by my Minnesotan linguistics professor, and I need a good grade on this research paper. And if the Wild do good, he's happy, which means better grades for Cora. So, I mean, seriously, he was really ticked off the other day because of the hit on Holla. So, I mean, the small things can really put him in a mood. So, Wild, you can't let me down.
Can I take a moment to say that I was really hoping that Hala was going to fight him after that hit, because you know that he ain't no Hala back girl. And checking
Wow.
times he's been around that track, and it's not just going to have been like that.
okay. Well then.
Pun
Is
and
no one else
awesome.
going to finish quoting
Pun and
that song
awesome.
for me? These times have been
Okay.
and it's not just gonna
Yeah,
Okay, where would you rank the Leafs?
Oh, I said like 20th. They're
20th.
below Bruins.
You have a better
I-
point per game
I mean,
than you do.
they're mediocre in they're just, I mean, Montreal's, as much as it pains me to say. Ottawa, I don't know. See, I haven't really seen Ottawa play. Montreal's doing better than Boston.
But Toronto has a better point per
Agreed.
game average than we do.
It's because look at our first line and Clarkson put on the mask and suddenly he plays. I don't know, but and I mean, I can't explain that. You can't, and it's because Komarov's back. I'm gonna leave it at that. And we have really good goaltending because honestly, I mean, other than the Sabres, sorry Cassie,
That's okay.
it's depressing on the shot. Cassie knows my feelings about this. It's been depressing as a fan of goalies because you have to feel for them. There's just so many things. I mean, Detroit's playing better than them. I don't know. They're Tampa Bay. So I don't know really about Florida. I haven't really watched them. So in the Atlantic Division, they're not so hot, but then compared to the Metropolitan Division, they're mediocre. But then you compare them against the West. That's why I'm putting them in 20th. I don't really know. It's only a month in.
I will say,
Kessel needs to have a point. But you will say what?
I will say, Ottawa looks like surprisingly good. I think part of it is that Craig Anderson is actually playing pretty well. Except for the fact, is there any other goalie in the NHL who gets scored on by wraparounds? It's just Craig Anderson, right? Like, that's just it. Like, except for on Craig Anderson, I don't think I've seen anyone score on a wraparound since, like, 2006.
Also, they're kind of doing a Colorado. With
Ottawa?
the whole Colorado last year with having bad stats, but still winning games.
Is our Ottawa stats that bad?
Yeah.
What are Ottawa stats?
Yeah, their core is pretty bad. I know that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like
tell me,
Colorado. They're pulling in Colorado.
Well, don't tell me they're Corsi because we're only, like, 12 games into the season. Give me, like, 10 and PDO. Like zone start time.
Oh, I don't know that. I was
Okay.
reading somebody else's Twitter stuff last night. It mentioned Corsi, and it mentioned how bad they were playing. I wasn't watching the game, but
Mm,
It wouldn't surprise me if Ottawa regresses. I think that's pretty much due. They're not this good, but they have been. Congrats Ottawa on having a fun start to the season.
Ottawa is. They've got a 101 PDO.
That's not too high.
No.
Montreal hasn't been surprising me the way they've started regressing.
Yeah, that was pretty much understood.
Their Fenwick is at 45.99. So,
Oh, that's not good.
yeah. So underlying stats for Ottawa, not necessarily the best.
And I would have to take a look. I could do this later tonight. But what their team expected shooting percentage is, because their team expected shooting percentage might not be that high. So then 101 might be high if their average PDO. Okay, let me explain what I'm talking about. So PDO, you guys probably know, is when you add up the goalie save percentage and the shooting percentage of the team. And it averages around 99, 100 generally. 100's a little high, looking at 98 is getting a little low, around there. But some teams are going to be naturally lower than that, some teams are going to be naturally higher. An example of that is the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim always has a PDO that looks too high. But it's proved to be sustainable for them because they're just a team that shoots at a high percentage. The Blackhawks are always going to be expected to be a little bit higher on PDO than the average team because we shoot at a high percentage. The Blues are similar. Some teams are going to shoot at a low percentage because they don't have the talent.
Buffalo.
Winnipeg shoots at a low percentage, typically. So you're going to expect their PDO to be a little bit lower. And I actually have that for every team in the NHL for the past 5 or 6 years. Habs, Eyes on the Prize put it together, and it's really useful data. So you can ask them for it if you want. But I'll take a look later and see what Ottawa's expected PDO is.
Okay.
But that's a good thing to keep in mind when you're using PDO as a stat, is that not every team is going to hit 100.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, the other thing I wanted to say is, so, Aisha, you think the Leafs are better than Bruins right now? Aisha?
She's not. Is she answering?
What?
Did you say you think the Leafs are better than the Bruins right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to go through and tell me one thing that the Leafs are better at than the Bruins. Like, one thing.
Defense.
You're fucking lying. Shut the fuck up. It's the Leafs.
Oh
Alright,
my
next
god.
question.
Have you seen our defense right now? Literally, from this
Have you
current...
seen the Leafs?
Have you seen it in like, right now?
Have you
Before-
even heard of the
I have a
Leafs?
mind burn.
My head is
The Leafs
exploding.
win games because Phil Kessel graces them, and then sometimes they get very lucky on goaltending.
Yeah, because James Reimer plays there, and James Reimer is a magic angel from Winnipeg.
Yeah. Okay. Follow-up question we had was from Dave was what are your division predictions now that we're a month into the season?
Let's start with the Atlantic Division. I will read out all the teams, and then you guys can give your predictions. So, hold on. I need a list of teams first. I should probably list it at the top of my head. Here we go, division. Okay, Atlantic. Tampa Bay, and this is the order they're in right now. So you can basically say whether you think it'll stay this way or change. Tampa Bay, Montreal, Detroit, Boston, Toronto, Ottawa, Florida, Buffalo. What do you think?
Well, that last one's right.
Those last 3 are probably right, to be honest.
Yeah.
You guys don't want Mike, so he's going to yell at me if I'm about to say it.
You
Okay.
think the Bruins are going to finish lower than they are right now? I'm going to fly through time and space and kick you in the stomach.
Bruins are going to get the top. Bruins, Tampa Bay definitely are going to be in the top 3 thingy for playoffs. I couldn't differentiate. Detroit or Montreal, I think, is going to be either the wild cards.
So you've got Toronto missing.
I'm a pessimist.
Well,
Yes.
you have every right to be.
No, I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist. I get my hopes down early, so when it comes, I just am totally not surprised.
Yeah.
And I just buy more beer. That's usually how I go.
Detroit is definitely a bubble team, and if anybody goes down with injury like last year, they could struggle and struggle fast.
Please don't make the playoffs. Please.
You want them to miss the playoffs?
Yeah, of course I want Detroit to be miserable. I spent not even my entire adult life, literally my entire life, hoping bad things happen to Detroit.
Fair enough.
It's like a fundamental aspect of my personality.
I was getting really annoyed with the callers I would hear on the radio, Detroit fans who were really upset that they were injured and yelling at Babcock because they weren't like in the top 3 and they didn't miss the playoffs. I was like, oh god. I was getting really annoyed. It was like listening to them talking like they deserve to be in the playoffs because they're Detroit. And I was like, guys, it's not the end of the world if you miss the playoffs because you guys were destroyed by injuries and you guys have been playing very well with the roster you had. But that just really ticked me off. So.
Okay, so let's move into Metro Division. The current standings on that. Pittsburgh, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia, Washington, Columbus, and Carolina.
Well, Columbus and Carolina aren't making the playoffs.
Columbus is going to be better than this. Columbus has been devastated.
Yeah, I see Columbus making the playoffs.
They can make the playoffs if they can get everybody back from injury.
Columbus is a better team than Washington. They may well be a better team than Philadelphia. I'm going to be really interested to see what New Jersey does. I'm not willing to make a prediction about New Jersey right now. I didn't have them in the playoffs. I know that last year they were really close except for their abysmal shootout luck. It'll be really, really interesting to see how they play.
I want to see how the Islanders fare through the month of November. Because historically, it usually doesn't work out well in their favor. And they struggle to recover from it. They always start out hot. And everyone's like, they're going to be the one to do it this year. And then all of a sudden November hits and shit hits the fan. And, yeah, so.
Right now they're 3-game losing streak.
Yep.
So.
And Halak has not been great, which is pretty worrisome.
Yeah.
What?
Halak.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping they fall to low. I hope they just drop.
I don't think they're going to be dropping to the point where they get to the draft lottery, as you were hoping for.
They probably will, actually. It really depends on how November goes for them.
But Carolina.
Yeah, but draft lottery is for all the teams that miss the playoff.
Yeah.
So. Washington and Philly will probably jump up. They will take some time to get going.
So Megan is one of our dear and devoted listeners, and we just slandered her team. So she has a request, which is that we talk about Darren Helm's hair. So I'm going to take 1 minute to give a shout out to Darren Helm. I hate Detroit and every player on Detroit, but he has the glorious mane of a lion. And if you've never seen Darren Helm's hair, I'll tweet a gif in a moment. He has like this golden red, strawberry blonde, I guess you'd say, mane, and it's so beautiful. But I hope him and his strawberry blonde mane miss the playoffs, and he can mourn in peace with Erik Karlsson and everyone else who has beautiful hair that missed the playoffs. I think that was poetic.
Okay, and
I think Philly will miss the playoffs anyways. Speaking of people with ginger hair, sorry it closed you.
Okay, so who wants to tackle the Central?
Sorry?
I honestly see Nashville making the playoffs.
Well, to put things in perspective, the current standings are Nashville, St. Louis, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Chicago, Dallas, Colorado.
Whoa, Colorado.
Nashville making.
Let's just say lull at this whole Central Division right now. It's fucked up. Winnipeg will not sustain this, and they'll probably fall down.
Yeah. Hold on, let me take a quick look at the potential. I think that you can reasonably predict that Winnipeg is good, or Nashville is going to make the playoffs. I think that they're doing well enough. I haven't looked at their advanced stats very much, but I've watched a couple of their matches. Pepper Rinne is just a good fucking goalie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, Philip Forsberg and James Neal look like they're going to provide some offense. We've seen a little bit of chipped-in offense from various other parts in the lineup. Laviolette has an offensive system, which people knew coming into the season. Some people even did predict that Nashville would make the playoffs. I think that they look pretty good. Just eye test. Minnesota, St. Louis, obviously going to make the playoffs. I have to believe that Chicago is going to make the playoffs. We're going to make the playoffs. It's going to be okay. And then Dallas. So I'd put them in the order of, let's say, St. Louis, Chicago, Minnesota, Nashville, Dallas.
Okay.
I don't like that order.
Because it's dependent on how the Pacific Division does?
Yeah.
Well, Pacific Division is just going to be pretty much the California teams.
Well,
Look at Calgary.
yeah, let's
Replace San Jose with Calgary.
Okay, let's just jump into this now. Pacific current standings: Anaheim, Vancouver, Calgary, San Jose, Los Angeles, Edmonton, and Arizona.
But mind you, Californians, and they always get into the playoffs.
Yes, but Calgary has actually improved, and that's the thing.
I mean, Calgary
They might not make the playoffs, but they're definitely not in the basement anymore. They're the bubbles. They're on the bubble.
Yeah, this is bizarre. Everyone predicted that Calgary was going to be terrible. Calgary appears to be less terrible than predicted. Calgary did indeed beat Chicago the other night, so I might be a little bit salty about it. But, yeah, you have to think the three California teams are going to be the top three teams.
But without Vancouver's playing, too.
Has anyone watched Vancouver?
They've been, they're 8-4-0.
Yeah, but has anyone watched Vancouver?
No.
Okay, so none of us are really qualified to comment on
No.
Vancouver.
I can look at the stats, and that's about it, but...
Well, I hate to do that without having some context to put them in.
Yeah, it's just... They've improved. The Sedins are clicking again, and that's what's doing it, so...
Yeah, I have heard that line with Rabada has been playing well.
So, and with LA in the slump they are, they'll probably pull it together in time for the playoffs, but we can't always assume that they're going to. And San Jose, with whatever the hell their management is doing, they can quickly throw a wrench into things and fuck shit up.
San Jose is a good team. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Well...
Oh,
Okay, so...
What was that?
that was me dropping my phone on the keyboard, right on the microphone.
Alright, we don't have much... We don't have any other questions. So what has been most surprising in the first month of the season?
Fucking Calgary.
Nashville.
I actually had Nashville making the playoffs in my predictions.
Yeah,
I'm not
but they're
gonna
on
brag,
the top
but-
of the Central, and their numbers, like, Calgary has poor possession numbers and everything. Nashville doesn't. Like, they're just kind of good.
The last thing the Central Division needs is another good team.
Right? Go away.
Okay. What hasn't surprised you?
Colorado sucks.
I was
Okay,
going to
I
say, yeah,
know,
Colorado.
Buffalo.
I
Oh
know
no,
I'm
Buffalo
good.
has managed to surprise me because this is something that has been brought up, but we have been shut out 5 times. I expected us to lose games. I did not expect this level of shit.
Well, if your player had to say in a press conference during preseason that he's going to apologize for winning, I didn't really have much
No,
hype.
he said he wasn't going to apologize.
Oh, yeah. Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, but he sucks too.
Hey, he's doing shit. He's being shitty too.
Yeah. So he better apologize when they win because he did not contribute, frankly.
Yeah, seriously. He's been bad. It's just everybody is really. It's like everyone is bad except for 5 players, and 2 of them are goaltenders, and we can't play them both at the same time.
Well, you can try.
We could try, and I mean, Enroth says it's easy to see. Made a comment of like it's easy to see why we've only won 2 games. When your goaltenders are saying that in the post-game in the pressers, it's like shit. It's a new level of shit.
The one thing you do have to be worried about with Buffalo is that they're not instilling good values or lessons into their young players. But yeah, they're going to suck. We kind of all knew that. Fine.
Yeah, it's just. It's just been bad. It's like a whole new level of shit. And it's been, yeah. It's been so horrible. Like the other night, we were at my boyfriend's parents' house, and then his sister was coming over with the kids, and one of the kids was having a birthday, so we all just decided to do an impromptu get-together. And we all, I watched the first period of the Sabres game when they were playing the Penguins because I was able to get, on hockey streams. But after that point, the Wild game was on, so everybody was like crowded around the TV in the living room watching that. I got home. I still had the chance to turn on the Sabres game. I did not. We just flipped the Wild game on. It was much more entertaining. So, yeah, it's gotten to the point where if there's other hockey on, I might watch that because I can't sit there and I can't digest it anymore. But yeah, Marianne says that Ryan Miller played his rear off in the Carolina game. Doesn't surprise me. He's a fantastic goalie.
I've always loved Ryan Miller.
I have too, but I'm biased.
Is Darren Helm from Winnipeg?
What?
I don't know. Someone on Twitter just told me that Winnipeg boys stick together about Darren Helm being friends with Jonathan Toews. Isn't Darren Helm Swedish? Or do I just assume that because he's on the Red Wings?
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
All right. So this where is it? This week's 3 stars were.
He's Canadian. Oh no.
Oh.
I've just been assuming he was Swedish all along.
What?
And that's the assumption you make for players in.
In Detroit.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, really, why can I not find the 3 stars of the week?
Tyler Sagan, Corey Perry, and Sidney Crosby.
That was the month. They do 2 different ones.
Oh, okay. I don't know who got the week.
I mean,
Nobody from the Stars. I don't think.
Nobody
Sidney
from the
Crosby
Bruins.
gets the stars every month. Tyler Seguin got his wisdom teeth taken out today, so that sucks. Sorry, Tyler.
But he's gonna be in the game. He's gonna play tomorrow.
Wow, that's impressive. I was laid the fuck
Depends.
out.
I got my wisdom teeth out and went to work. It depends, like, how bad they are.
They've got probably a higher pain tolerance, too.
That's true.
Like, my wisdom teeth getting pulled was just like a normal tooth extraction.
It definitely does depend because I was out for like a week and a half, just high on purpose at watching tennis.
Well, Ari, clearly you don't have a high pain tolerance. You're not truculent enough.
Excuse you. You take that back right now.
Okay, so Tanner Pearson of the Kings was named the Rookie of the Month.
I thought Tyler Toffoli was named Rookie of the Month.
Nope, it was Pearson.
I do kind of think they're interchangeable.
Yes. Okay, the 3 stars of the week for this past week were Vladimir Tarasenko, Pavel Datsyuk, and Marc-Andre Fleury.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all
that
those guys.
Tarasenko guy, I think it's just a fluke.
I hope he gets traded to Edmonton.
No, I hope he gets traded to Dallas so we can rebuild him and make him into a good player.
You don't need any more forwards. You have all of the forwards already.
We need to score at least 10 goals a game to win. Have you seen our defense?
Yeah, get some defense instead. Yeah, no, Marc-Andre Fleury is playing for a contract, and it's looking okay for him. Of course, the real test for Fleury and the Penguins will come in the playoffs, so we'll see when we get there.
Yes.
God damn that power play. Literally, as far as I can tell, the power play strategy for the Pittsburgh Penguins is literally like, go be talented. It's like, go, be talented. Go. And it's working great because they have a lot of talent up front. It's awesome. I wish we could do that. I mean, we try. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, for the month, it was Corey Perry, Tyler Sagan, and Sidney Crosby. So, any surprises there?
Nope.
Eventually, don't they have to stop giving Sidney Crosby Player of the Month awards? Isn't it kind of unfair to everyone else?
Yeah.
Last year, wasn't there a time where he had like 3 months straight he was first star of the month?
I was just reading, I think it was the NHL History Girl, or Hockey History Girl on Twitter. A quote from, I believe Larry Robinson got the Star of the Week, and he was quoted as saying, this is in the mid-'80s, and he was quoted as saying, what, is Wayne Gretzky injured?
Yeah, it was 1986. I saw that today, too. What a great line, eh?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, it's like water is wet, Crosby is good.
But, I mean, that's what the stars are there for, the best players of the month, and very often that's Sidney Crosby.
And, okay, so there was a question posed on Our Hockey today that the actual answer was given, but I'm thinking maybe we could brainstorm some ideas for an answer. What is a player who plays for the Wild called? Like, for example, the Chicago player is called a Blackhawk or a Hawk. Philly player.
My favorite answer in that entire thread was a North Star.
Now, when I first saw that, I thought, well, maybe the Minnesotan thing, but not all of them are Finns. So.
Yeah, at least one of them is Swedish.
Yes, I think there's only one of them that is Swedish.
And a couple of them are American, but that's fine.
Yeah. Either hometown boys or Minnesotans, that's what it is. So, but what do you think?
Wilders. Wilders.
Um,
I got my reference there. That's
I'll
what I
go
call
for
it.
trade bait. Potential to be traded for Ken Barker.
Well, considering how a few of the wild players have gotten to the wild, could we call them turncoats?
Dave has chimed in via Twitter with a loony loon. For those who don't know, the loon is the Minnesota state bird. Yeah.
I learned a really fun fact today, which is that I believe it was Alabama recently actually spent time in their legislature designating the jumping jack as their state exercise.
Anyway, Dave also said good old Minnesota boys. So.
Oh yeah.
There's that.
That's actually what my mom called them when we went to a game.
See?
Actually, she calls anybody who's from Minnesota a good old Minnesota boy. That's why she likes folk so much.
From
Wisconsin.
Don't you know that Ryan Suter is from Wisconsin?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
What?
There's not a good old Minnesota boy. The minute Wisconsin gets an NHL team, he's out.
Oh no, don't you know, you can't trust those Wisconsin boys. I had a few of them over on the farm the other day. Just not the same. Oreo.
I don't know. So the whole Minnesotan thing is kind of cute and funny just because they have 4 fins, but it doesn't rival for most of one nationality. But whatever. Alright, so there's that. Some of the other responses, and somebody actually brought up all of the potential team names they were going to have. So, for those who weren't aware...
For what, like Seattle or something?
Well, no, when they first got the franchise, they had like a list of team names that made like the final cut that people could choose from. These are the names. The first one is Blue Ox.
Hey, like Babe.
Like Babe. Freeze.
That's terrible.
That used to be a minor league team in Fort Worth.
Northern Lights.
Or Dallas, one of those.
Northern Lights is nice.
Voyagers.
Voyagers is nice.
White Bears. And the eventual winner, Wild.
I gotta say, out of all of those, I think the Wild is the best.
Yeah.
I kind of like Voyagers.
I kind of like Northern Lights.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that a minor league team that at least used to be with the Canadians?
I don't know.
I think that's right. The Voyagers, the French pronunciation.
Right. I can't say it with a French accent, but
Yeah, it would.
I think you are correct.
and the freeze was either a team, although how fitting if they took a team name from the Dallas area. I can't remember. It was either the Fort Worth Freeze and the Dallas Fire, or the Fort Worth Fire and the Dallas Freeze.
Yeah. I'm just glad they didn't go with Blue Ox.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, it's not, because it is cultural and it makes sense for the state, but
it doesn't make sense for a hockey team.
No.
Although now I'm picturing their mascot in my head, and it's kind of funny.
Well, at least it makes more sense than our current mascot.
Nordy is awesome. He's a majestic wild.
Okay.
He's a majestic wild.
What is that? I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's majestic.
It's okay. So Nordy is, and I'm gonna read this as soon as there's Nordy's homepage. Okay, Nordy is a wild animal born in the northwoods of the Iron Range. He was found skating the frozen lakes and ponds near Eveleth, Minnesota. While no one truly knows what sort of wild animal he is, it was clear that Nordy encompassed the true spirit of the wild. He is a majestic fucking wild.
He
I
looks
think a blue ox made more sense.
he's like a dog bear fuzzy thing mix. I don't know what he is. He's like part dog and part bear.
He's a wild.
He's
How
in,
hard-
he dressed up in a full green suit like the Vancouver guys did when the Canucks were in town and went along the glass and danced.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, he's adorable, actually. He's really cute.
And David's saying,
Oh my
he's
god,
very
the
big.
hat. I want that hat.
But
There's a
Nordy,
hat like you can get
with his
things.
ears and stuff, yes.
Oh my god, it's adorable.
I'm telling you, Nordy is awesome. And he randomly shows up to mascot events, I've noticed, because I follow him on Twitter. But, yeah. But he does have hats and stuff. I know a lot of Wild fans don't like Nordy, but he's there for the kids. And for those of us who go, oh, that's so cute. So,
I think that's what people miss about a lot of mascots is it's not for the adult. They're for kids.
yes.
Terry, stop defending your terrible fucking mascot.
What kind of animal are you?
Well, yours is an alien, right?
An illegal alien.
Yes, Victor E. Green is an alien named after Norm Green.
But possibly named after Chuck E. Cheese. We're not positive.
I'm completely making up the Norm Green part, by the way. But he
Oh.
is called Victor E. Green.
I'm not making up the Chuck E. Cheese part. He is properly named after Chuck E. Cheese.
So yes. Oh, and also the thing about Nordy is they probably picked Evelyn as his birthplace because that is where the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame is located.
Oh.
And
So
because it was unrealistic to have him born in Texas.
yeah. So no, I'm talking about Nordy, mine.
We've moved on to Nordy. Victor E. Green is an alien. He is not of this world.
Well, he's probably of Mexico.
I would come up with something to argue that, but he's an like an outer space alien, not a across the river alien.
Well, how do you know? It's not like he
Because
has
they
any papers.
said. They said.
Of course they said that.
I
Show me
checked.
his birth certificate.
So okay. So what about the Blackhawks mascot? What is he?
He's a hawk.
See, yours makes sense. The Sabres is a saber-toothed tiger.
I feel like
I'm kind of starting
I
to
feel like
think.
I don't really understand people obsessed with mascots making sense. Like, okay, so they have a hawk that's giant, walks around and plays a drum.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't actually make sense. Mascots,
Makes
giant
perfect sense.
things. Like, if there was a real saber-toothed tiger, it would eat you.
See, the birds made sense. It's just a bear. That's it.
Yes, a bear that would actually eat you. I will give the Bruins
To be
that.
fair, the Bruins will also actually eat you.
That's true.
Isn't the Maple Leafs mascot also a bear?
I have no idea.
I always
Kinda
Oh,
looks
yeah,
like
it's
one.
Carlton. It's a polar bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
always
think it's a polar bear.
Polar bear. Carlton. Ours is
Wow.
kind of weird.
Don't the Bruins have like an actual
Carlisle.
bear though?
Yeah, we also have an actual bear that we use for our PR, but the actual one in the arena is a cartoon-looking bear. Black bear.
See, like when you're going with that, why do you care about realism?
Yeah.
I will say I do like what the Predators did with Nash. The guy who's played Nash basically, I think from the beginning, broke his leg. So rather than get somebody else, they just put Nash in a wheelchair.
And then they put him on IR.
Yes, they put him on IR.
No, actually, it is funny, but as it turns out, the guy who plays Nash has been there for the entire history of the Predators franchise, and he's like a serious professional mascot. Like, he like leads seminars and shit.
Yeah, they're mascot schools and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's legit.
You have to. But when we talk about mascots, we have to remember that they are there kind of to entertain mainly children, but sometimes they do a good job of entertaining adults as well. So
Nash has an ATV that he rides onto the ice, which is pretty cool, a four-wheeler.
now my favorite one is Goldie the Gopher, and that's because he did a thing where he went to a volleyball game and he said he was fishing for college students. He had this, it had to be like a gallon, giant caribou cup on the end of a fishing rod. So, he wins.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of it, but my college mascot is a friar.
Yeah, the college I'm currently at, our mascot is...
My current college mascot,
Okay,
a knight.
hold on. Ours is a friar, as in, like, a guy in robes and sandals. I'm gonna tweet a picture of it.
Oh, I thought you meant like a guy who fries things.
Yeah.
No, like Friar Tuck from Robin
Like
Hood,
a monk.
like that.
Yeah, okay.
Ours is a knight, and you don't understand how many puns you can make out of the word knight.
Don't fucking try me on the puns.
No, I can't deal with the knight puns. I think that you're weak.
I'm not quite sure what mine is.
I see one.
I will say the picture I just tweeted is a vast improvement of what we had when I went to college there, which was literally just a guy in a robe with a giant head. Like, the only part of the mascot costume was a giant head. So it was a normal-sized body, and it was really creepy. So what we have now that I just tweeted is considerably better.
Yeah, so our mascot is a saint at my school. So, yeah.
So similar to a friar.
Yes, because it's a private Catholic college. So.
Mine is as well.
Mine's a public school, but yeah.
Well,
If I see one more time the word knight, as in like the day, knight, misspelled as in knight, as the shiny armor knight, I will shoot my brains out.
My college's mascot was a phoenix, and because the phoenix is not a real animal, we did not have a person in a mascot costume. Our mascot was mythological. So, much like the bird was hypothetical, and our school spirit was also hypothetical, the person in the mascot costume was also, in theory, not in practice.
Well, our school's nickname was the Red Flash, but we're Catholic, we're Franciscan, which is a form of, I'm not going to explain the different facets of Catholicism, but
Yeah, let's just not.
But we're Franciscan, so our mascot is Frankie the Friar. My school is run by friars, and therefore they basically turn themselves into a mascot.
All right, well, that was a good talk about a totally irrelevant topic.
Whoops. Okay, so...
I think we've covered most of our stuff, and we've been on here an hour and a half.
Oh, yes, we have, so...
So, unless we have any other questions, we might want to consider wrapping it up.
No, we don't. We have no other questions, and there's no other news. Again, the only game that was tonight ended in...
4-3 shootout win for St. Louis.
Yes. Tomorrow night, though, there will be plenty of games. I don't know why they don't space some of these out, but whatever.
It's because of football.
Yes, I would really like more Monday and Wednesday games because those are nights I'm off. Whatever, NHL, whatever.
Agreed.
You should really, as a Giants fan, can I just say that you should not be watching football right now anyway?
Who's a Giants fan?
What?
Who's a Giants fan?
I am.
Oh, I see. I get it.
I'm not.
I need you guys to beat the Colts.
Well, that was a stupid pick.
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. So that's pretty much what we have for tonight. We're not going to go 3 hours like the others do, but we just can't. We have lives.
I need sleep.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have any final thoughts?
9.
Nope. Okay. So
Oh, I still have one more thing.
okay.
Which was
Uh-oh.
last week, if you remember, Aisha and I made a bet about whether or not the Bruins were going to make the playoffs. And
Oh,
we did,
yeah.
yeah, we resolved the terms of the bet. If the Bruins do make the playoffs, Aisha has to wear the Montreal Canadiens CH on her shirt and sing "Oh Canada" in French. And if the Bruins do not make the playoffs, I have to wear a blues symbol on my shirt and do the blues power play dance in a video. So that should be sufficiently humiliating for both of us.
And let's see who wins.
I feel pretty fucking confident about that one.
Either way, I win in this situation.
Yeah, this is a win-win situation for everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, but it's literally a win-win situation for me insofar as I'm not going to lose.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So, anything else?
I think that covers it.
Okay. You can catch this show, all of the others, on ourhockeycast.com, on Reddit, in the subreddit r/ourhockeycast. You can follow Twitter, YouTube, etc., etc. On Tuesday nights, there's Crashing the Continents with Lockria. On Thursdays, there's Toddler Thursday and After Hour. On Fridays is the D4 Mighty Dave show, and on Saturdays is the Wooden Ball show. And of course, every Monday night you can listen to us. I am Abstract Halo on Twitter, Reddit, social media in general, and yeah, that's it. Ladies?
I'm Cora. I go by Velociraptor on Twitter and Lorzada on Reddit.
Uh,
I'm the GIF person.
I am Aisha. I am Aisha on Reddit and work for Twerk on Twitter.
I'm Terry. I am TRX20 on Reddit and TRX20 on Twitter.
And I'm Ari _raid on Reddit, Ari_raid on Twitter, and I hate all your teams.
Alright, good night, everyone.
Good night and terrible luck.